It's a dreary day in Milwaukee. Oh, no, no, no. Which one is recording? Oh, that's funny. I hope that's. You guys have to tell me if you're seeing more than one video. It's a dreary day in Milwaukee, but it's a new day. Kids are going to school this week. School, daycare, the city is opened up. And yeah. So, good morning, everyone. I am Dana Williamson with B.A.D, Blessed Anointed Destined LLC, the original B.A.D Queen of the Round Table. Excited to be with you guys today because it is a new day. No matter how dreary it looks, it is a new day. I am ever grateful to be able to speak to you no matter what day it is, no matter what is going on, no matter no matter what. I am ever grateful to you as my audience, as my potential customers, my potential clients. So, good morning, good morning, good morning, and God bless you. It is Monday, Money Monday. And what are we talking about today? Well, there were a few things that I mentioned on my podcast that I figured out that I would talk to you about because I can see your faces, kind of see your faces. I can hear your voices, kind of hear your voices. I can see your comments right away. And one of the things I wanted to kind of press home was something I talked about in this segment on the podcast. Won't go live until later today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow. But it was one of those things that happened. I'm working on my house. I have some things that are going kind of wrong a little bit, and I need to get those things fixed. As a homeowner, you get those things fixed. And so I had this one contractor that was coming by, never did. So I got another contractor who's actually my roofer, and he says, what do you need? Blah blah blah. We talked about it, yada yada yada. And so on Saturday, he asked me, "What's your budget?" And I'm like, "What? I don't know." And I sat there and said to myself, I didn't type this out to him because he messaged me. I said, "I don't do budgets. God, I don't do budgets. I just tell me how much it's gonna cost, and I will negotiate with you, and then I'll, get the money that is needed if I can't do any negotiations and blah 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 blah, yada yada yada. I don't do budgets." And so I didn't answer him right away. And then I did yesterday. I answered him. And that whole answer had a flood of things coming to me, coming inside of me, flowing in my head that made me think, why don't I do budgets? Having to answer the question. And so, good morning, viewers. Thank you all so much for joining. Please, 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 if you find anything that resonates with you, share with others. Good morning, Tamiko. And so I said to myself, asking myself the question, why don't I do budgets? And I had this whole conversation because of the answer I gave him. And I told him, I said, I don't create a budget for anything. I usually just, whatever the price is, I work towards that. And I didn't wait for a response because I had all this other thoughts going through my head. Do I need to create a budget? I do need to create a budget, not just for my house, but for the things I want to do in business. And so when I everything just started to flow in my head, like, what am I paying for right now? What am I investing in that I can't say isn't bringing me a return because I may not be using it? I have to look at everything that's in my hands to do, and am I doing it effectively? Am I doing it consistently? Am I doing it enough to say, yeah, I'm good, I'm making this work, that kind of stuff? Am I doing that? And so I had to ask myself those questions. So most of the day yesterday, not even most of the day, but in the morning, as I was, after I answered this question to him, I said, yes, I'm not doing enough. Yes, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. So I'm saying this to all of you because you guys follow me and you guys I am not doing what I think I should do regarding budgets. I'm not. And what does that mean for me as a person, especially when I talk to you guys about money? Well, it means that I need to say more about what that income bottom line actually is and what that income bottom line looks like to all of us, because you could totally and like I said, I look at everything that I do and everything that I'm paying out a month, and I can't say that it's not rendering me a return on my investment because I may not be using it effectively. So then my budget comes down to not just money, but time. What kind of time am I budgeting? So what I wanted to share with you guys this Money Monday is when you just sit down and create a budget for your business, and you say, I have $100 marketing budget. You have to stay within that $100 marketing budget, right? But here's the flip side of that. That $100 also needs to render you some kind, that marketing budget needs to also render you some kind of return. So that means that you have invested 100 for your marketing. So whatever you put out there, whatever ad, whatever campaign, whatever social media you're on, you want that to get back to you $200. The $100 you invested for the marketing so you can reinvest, and then $100 income, $100 profit. And so as I thought about what am I budgeting and what is my return, I did that last year, but this year because I've seriously been so discombobulated that it's like, okay, I need to relook at those numbers. And so then I thought about, okay, the house, and there's some things I know I can do so we can save on monies for that. But he hadn't given me a price of how much things are going to cost anyway. But it didn't matter. One, I know he does great work. Two, I know that whatever it is, it needs to get done, and I'm basically almost in a rush. So I'm going to get that money, right? So then three, I made this other decision as far as budgeting that comes down to our income bottom line. So if we have this $100, our first thing was creating a budget, effective budget, looking at your budget. This is like so many points in one point, right? That's the first thing you have to do. Yes, create a budget. The budget of what you want to spend for each angle of your business. And I started with marketing. That was my first example. My second point is after you've created this budget and it needs to render you a return, you have to say, I already know who my tribe is. Is my is what I'm doing enough to show up for them? And that means another budget. A budget of what, Dana? Time. How much time are you spending um reflecting on your client, talking to your client, building relationships with your client? If you haven't listened to my most recent podcast, which is Business Ministry Life, please listen to it on Anchor FM, or please go to badqueenspodcast.com. I talk about how building relationships through various businesses and means help you to actually get in touch with your client, not just selling them a product. And that also takes time. You have to look at when you're building a business and so we have this $100 marketing budget, right? And you already know who your client is because they're buying from you. So now you're extending this marketing budget because you want to reach more people. But if you want to reach more people, don't you want to reach more people that you know that you can build a connection with, not just customers who buy from you? I mean, I go on lives. No, I go on one live. Sorry. One person does a live. I go on her live. And I buy from her. Not because I know her, not because I do know her, but not because I know her, and not because I know the product is good. It's because there's a relationship on everything. There's a relationship on everything. There's a connection. There's a building. There's yes, she has great customer service qualities and all of that. But there's this outside thing. If you do not seem to be a caring person outside of the dollars or outside of the business that pays you, if you don't seem to be that whole rounded person, believe me, I'm walking away. And you might say, well, you're just one person. But what if I'm one person that speaks about it, not just the one person I'm the one person that speaks out loud about it, but there's more than one person who walks away from it. So you have to take the time to look at what you're doing and make sure you're doing those things effectively when it comes down to creating a budget and spending the money. So then the third part I want to say is, and this is something that I've been working on just in the past few days because I had to look at my own problems and issues with this: consistency. If you are being inconsistent in any kind of way, you have to ask yourself, why am I being inconsistent? So I'm in this book program on writing this particular book. I'm looking for one of my books in a certain genre to be a bestseller. And when you have I'm glad you brought that up. That means something that I'm saying might be resonating somewhere, right? Um, when you have let me talk to you about this book program really quickly. When you have been writing as long as I have and you decide to level up, leveling up means something totally different than just, let me push myself. Leveling up means that you have to go from what you know to learning more to enhance what you already know. And so in this particular class on Saturday, or actually yesterday, we were talking about, what gives you writer's block. And here's some of the things that give me writer's block. Hey, viewers, thank you all so much for joining. If you find anything that resonates with you, please share this with your audience. Follow me here on Haps. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Facebook. Nonetheless, one of the questions was, when you find yourself dealing with writer's block, what exactly does that mean for you? What exactly, what is going on? And the moderator was like, sometimes I'm stressed, sometimes I'm depressed, blah, 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 blah. And there were 3 points that she made, but there were 2 things in all of those 3 points that I responded to. And this is how I responded. When I go through this writer's block or I'm stuck in the middle of a book, it is because lately I've had to deal with allowing other things to affect me in and around my life. When I allow these things to affect me, it starts to bring in self-doubt. It starts to bring in, worry, concern. God did not give me a spirit of fear. So because God didn't give me a spirit of fear, there's no way that I should be walking in or around something that's going to cause me doubt, right? Or even depression. Let me tell you, ministry leaders and all, I understand why, ministry leaders are depressed. I understand why they go through what they go through. And so one of the other points I made was not the first point was allowing people, places, and things to cause self-doubt. But the other thing was I need control. It didn't matter if I was an early bird or a night owl, and whatever I do, I need control. And what I had been doing from January until yesterday, I was lacking control in my own situations and surroundings. And now that I am taking back control, and let me tell y'all, it started yesterday because it had to get in my mind first, and it's going to flow into today. Those are some of the things that you have to look at. That also takes time. So when consistency comes down to money, and consistency comes down to doing the things you need to do and connecting with the people you need to connect with, consistency means what? Consistency means making sure you know that your income bottom line means more. Listen, your income bottom line and your relationships with others, especially building a business, means more than what your bank account says. Now, you're probably saying, but isn't income bottom line and bank account the same thing? No, baby girl. No, baby boy, it doesn't. Income bottom line means that it's coming in, but you're going to invest some of that income back into your business. If you have nothing to invest back into your business, how are you even going to look at your income bottom line? How are you even going to say to people, I'm building this relationship with others and this is what's happening? You cannot, because your inconsistent points of your life basically have shown up in what you're not doing. So you can't create now, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm going to tell you to take 3 and flip it. okay, and make 3 1, and make 2 2 still, and then 1 1. Why? Because if you spend $100 marketing budget and you're inconsistent with putting out marketing pieces already, you're not gonna make it. That $100 return on investment ain't happening, baby. It ain't, because you're being inconsistent with you're inconsistent already. I listen to people say, hey, you need to be paying for ads, you need to be paying for ads on Facebook, Instagram, blah 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 blah, right? And I get that, because I probably should be. But here's the other thing, and then I'm done. You cannot pay for ads where you are being inconsistent in building relationships and considering your tribe and doing what you need to do for you and your business. Take those 3 points, run with them. I want to see your business grow. God bless you. Hey, viewers, thank you all so much for joining. Again, share this with your audience. If you found something that resonates with you, find me on Instagram at BADDMW or Bad Queen. And you know what? Let's chat, because there's more to talk about when it comes down to this money. God bless.